Buy cheap and safe NBA 2K22 MT at NBA2King.com. You can use code Excapar, that's EXCAPAR, for 5% off your entire purchase.
Alrighty, here we are finishing up the tier list, at least position-wise. We'll probably have, best cards or something like that tomorrow, right before we get new cards that might change it. But, I never do things the smartest way. Hopefully I'm sounding a little bit better, feeling a little bit better. Like the video if you guys are excited. This is the Centers tier list. Subscribe. We're on there to 15K, so please hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. Seriously, hit the subscribe button. And let's get on with it. Started off like we got everybody with that hard pass tiered. We got Jakob. He doesn't do anything exciting. Same thing with your gamer son. He's just super tall. Like, that's what people use him. Obviously, once he gets, that eventual super tall, absolute demigod card, he's going to be crazy. But this Ruby has way more flaws than he has positives in his game. Chuck Nevitt, I kind of just saw him when I was getting, some level up cards, and I added him. But I don't know why you'd use him. That's really about it. Thomas Bryant's actually probably the best card on this list, aside from maybe Mo Bamba. He's actually pretty decent. I just didn't really jump out to me at stats. His defense wasn't too great. More of an offensive center. And it's just not really what you're looking for. Taco Fall is good because he's tall again, like your gamer Son. He doesn't get blocked in the paint, which is awesome to see, and he's pretty good inside, but he literally has a range of 5 feet. And after that, you can't hit anything. Steven Adams is a really good defensive card and rebounding, but doesn't have any sort of offense. Same thing with Nerlens Noel. Range is 2 feet from the basket, alley-oops, and things like that, and that's about it. Mo Bamba is one of those cards who they gave a lot of, stats to, but then didn't give him any badges, which I would say is probably the worst way. I would rather have some mediocre stats, but some really damn good badges on a card, because I feel like that matters more, especially with some good animations, but, it is what it is. Again, I think we're going to get, like, a diamond, pink diamond, some kind of crazy Mo Bamba, just because they like to do that, and he'll probably be pretty damn good once we get him. And then we have the still decent tier. We got Greg Oden starting off first. Just doesn't really have a great jumper, especially on the normal timing. He's a good defender and rebounder, but, like, it's Greg Oden. It's not really a card that I'm, again, super excited to use. He is decent. He's definitely a nice back to the basket big who can kind of stretch the floor if you like that. He is there. Bob McAdoo is nice. Bob McAdoo is one of those, like, Giannis type of cards where he's really good defensively, a bit undersized for the actual center position, but can be okay as a power forward. I'm not too big on this Bob McAdoo, but I know a lot of people do like him. Willis Reed's up next, and one of those jack of all trades kind of cards. I think he can kind of shoot a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, with like jump shot 22 or something like that. He's a decent post guy. He's just, he's just decent. Willie Cauley-Stein, I'm gonna be honest, he was in there just because I was going through some Hunt for Glory kind of cards, but I don't really know the most about the Willie boy here. But I mean, it's Willie Cauley-Stein. Usually he can kind of just rebound the ball well, play some good defense, and finish inside. He doesn't really have a jump or anything like that, but he's, he's all right. Vlade Divac, I think, is the same jumper or a similar jumper to Greg Oden. He is pretty good as a playmaker for a center, so you got to give him some love for that. But, not really a card that you're jumping out of your socks to use. Tristan Thompson's up next. Now, he has a decent jumper on the normal timing, and he does have, like, the slight ability to still stretch the floor and hit some threes, which is pretty nice. But in general, Tristan Thompson is going to be one of those centers who just kind of like gets the job done, but not really in like a flashy or like really that great manner. He just gets the job done. Thon Maker, really an offensive kind of center, has the jump shot 47, same jumper as Julius Randle and Joel Embiid. It's a really nice jumper, honestly. Just Thon Maker really not going to be playing any sort of defense. He's just out there because he can get buckets. Hang Seong-jin, I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'm giving it my best shot. Really tall, really good post player that can hit middies. That's really what he does. He's damn good at that. But don't ask him to do anything more because it's going to be a little bit tough. PJ Brown, again, another one of those cards. I think he's good because he's tall. I wouldn't say that he's, anything insane, anything crazy. He's just good because he's tall. That's all I got. And then Mo Bamba, who is just same curses that the Ruby got, just with some slightly better stats and a slight increase in the amount of badges. Like, that's literally the only difference there. And then we have our pretty damn solid tier, which starts off with my man Joakim Noah. Joakim Noah, I think we all kind of know what he does. The dude is absolutely amazing defensively. Did get his jumper on quick, but it's still not a jumper that I think is all that good. So, that will kind of sway some of you guys. I do think that this Joakim Noah is better than some people have probably said he is. Actually a solid card. He's just obviously nothing crazy because he's really there just to play some defense. Next is Jimmy Butler, and this was kind of a weird card for me to rank because I think that this Jimmy Butler actually is really good as a power forward. Like, some people were talking about it in yesterday's power forwards tier list. I think that Jimmy Butler is great as a power forward. He's got really good defense. Obviously, it's Jimmy Butler, enough that he can actually defend a power forward as well. He's got enough size, I think, at 6'7". He's got the jump shot 22 on the quick timing. He's got that shifty dribble style, which is really nice. He's got some good dribbling animations. I think all around, Jimmy's actually a super solid card that may not get as many runs because his primary position is a center, but I'm assuming he's probably pretty cheap. So there is that. I will say, if you're watching this part of the tier list, I think Jimmy Butler's a pretty damn solid center, but I think as a power forward, you honestly could probably sneak him up there into the top 2 tiers at the very least for his power forward ability. Next up is Jared Allen, jump shot 31 on that normal timing. He is amazing defensively and can still go out there and shoot it. You have to add some badges so he can be there, which is why he got knocked down. But I think he's a slept-on card that is actually really nice. George Miken, one of my favorite cards. He's got jump shot 4 on that normal timing, but for a center, it's actually still a pretty decently fast jumper, so I'll give him some credit for that. But George Miken, super athletic, gonna be dunking everybody because he did get that glitch. I know this makes it look like it's not the case, you know, the NBA 75th anniversary, but Miken's really good, really athletic card. He can play defense, just not going to be one of those guys that gets a lot of blocks, a lot of steals. He just plays good defense. Speaking of defense, Deon Drayton, that's really what he does. He goes out there and just absolutely locks it down. He's got a jumper, I think it's jump shot 109, that is a little bit baited in its timing, but it's still solid enough that you can still get, you know, what you need out of it. And obviously he's going to be great in the post, but really I like him for his defense. Bobby Portis, straight up catch and shoot cone big, but is actually pretty good. He has some good defense, some good rebound. He can play in the post a little bit. Love watching Bobby Portis on the Bucks, you know, outside of the actual, you know, 2K game, but he's actually a really good card. Bill Russell's up next. Obviously, we kind of know what Bill Russell does. He is a great shooter, but the dude just has horrible defense. That's really kind of amazing defense, but a horrible jumper. There we go. I had it the opposite way. That's really what you get out of Bill Russell. Some good post game, some really good defense out there. Just a, you know, solid damn card, man. Like, just a solid damn card. Ben Simmons is out here looking beautiful. Now, Ben Simmons, I think we all kind of know what he does. Ben Simmons is here because the dude has crazy good defense. He actually got his jumper on quick as well. If you run him with the pace and space, give him a shoe boost as well. He actually can shoot from 3, which is nice, but he's going to be a nice mid-range demon. He's obviously a great slasher. He plays good defense, and he's an awesome playmaking center power forward. So I think if you run him with the 4, he's actually really fun, but that's kind of up to what you like to do. Next is Jonas Ilgauskas, got the Kent Bazemore jumper, and it is, in my opinion, a super good jumper. I think people sleep on that Kent Bazemore jumper. In my opinion, it's one of my favorites to use, if I'm being honest. I think it's super nice, but obviously some people might have a different opinion on that, but I really like it. Obviously, the problem that you'll run into with those Jonas Ilgauskas is the fact that he is he's so tall that he has a really slow speed. Like, he's a tall, big kind of guy, so his speed is actually pretty trash. But you know, it's neither here nor there. Nikola Vucevic is up next, and Vucevic is actually a pretty good kind of stretch big. You know, he shoots a lot of threes, gets out there and does that sort of thing. I think he's, again, a really good card. I think people sleep on how good he can be, but you know, he does have some sort of every now and then he can be a little bit of a pup inside and things like that, but he's still a nice card. Kelly Olynyk, some people might be surprised that I have him all the way out here on the pretty damn solid tier. I think this Kelly Olynyk card is really nice. I was one of those few people who actually got his jumper down and thought it was really money. I'm not gonna lie. I was cashing out with Kelly Olynyk. He's a decent rebounder, an okay defender. He can play the post pretty well. Like, honestly, I thought that Kelly Olynyk was a lot better than I thought he should have been. Which was weird, but yeah, Kelly Olynyk was a super fun card. So, I mean, at least in my opinion, Kelly Olynyk gets the dub here. And last but not least for this tier, we got the man Karl Anthony Towns. Now, Karl Anthony Towns is a tough one to rank just because I really despise his jumper, even on especially on the normal timing. It's just not great. The faster it gets, obviously, the better it gets. The problem that you just kind of run into is that he's great everywhere else, so you just don't want to shit with him because it's baited, but everywhere else he's really good, so I guess you got to give him some love for that. Then we got the Baby Demons here, which is starting off absolutely beautifully. Now we have Joel Embiid here. Joel Embiid is jump shot 47, kind of a little bit slow on that normal timing, but it's still a really good card. You have great defense, you have great rebounding. He's all around just a really, really good card. It's just, again, on the normal timing, I thought he was a little bit outdated. He's just not quite as good as some of the other players that are out here. So he got knocked down just a little bit. Hakeem Olajuwon set shot 18 on quick is better than on normal timing, I guess we'll say. But Hakeem can just kind of do everything, which is obviously a big W. Like, there's just not really a place that he lacks. He's absolutely insane in the post. The dude can still shoot it. He can play great defense. He can play make. He's just good. We got the wonderful man, Dwight Howard. Now, Dwight is one of those guys who you obviously bring in because he is hyper athletic, is insanely good on the defensive end, can dunk on everybody, and he actually can shoot a little bit and got his Dwight Howard jumper on quick. I think that Dwight's actually pretty crazy. Now, you have to lock in a set in order to get him, but once you do, I actually think he's pretty damn solid. Demarcus Cousins, shot 8 on the quick timing, shifty dribble style, just an all-around really good offensive center that can still play some defense, play make pretty well. He's more one of those big Z pickup because he's cheesy, more so than he's just all-around insanely good. We have the pink diamond David Robinson because I still think he's a solid card that you can go out there and run. He does have the D-Rob jumper on normal and obviously, you know, that sort of stuff, but I think if you are willing to use him, he is really solid. Next up is Bill Walton, actually a card that I really liked. I was anticipating not liking this Bill Walton when I was doing the spotlights, but then when I was using him, he's just so fun. He's 6'11", 7'3" wingspan. He's got jump shot 37 on quick. He got that shifty dribble style. His defensive tendencies are crazy. His playmaking was great. His defense was all around super nice. Even on the perimeter, he can guard 1 through 5. His finishing and post game was great. His speed was actually pretty solid. I think people are going to sleep on his Bill Walton, but I was using him with that grit and grind coach boost, and he was so fun. He was so good defensively. I actually think people sleep on his Bill Walton. Bam Adebayo's up next. We all kind of know what Bam does. I mean, he's just one of those guys who can do everything out there on the basketball court, and those are always cards that we like to have on a team, so give him some credit for that. And he actually has a pretty decent jumper and can still shoot it out there, so Bam, great. He's just undersized, obviously. Next, Wong Chichi, jump shot 28 is absolutely money. Now, I hate the fact that he's only got it on that normal timing, but, you know, what can you do? It is what it is. Wong is insanely tall and big on the court, so he pushes everybody around, is an insanely good defender. Like, the dude is crazy good, one of my favorite centers to run. If you're using him, though, you already probably know about that. The guy is just good, man. He's just good. Next up is Will Chamberlain. I think he's got set shot 16 as well. It's either 16 or 17. It's not a great jumper, but it's all right. He does have a normal timing, which does make it a bit worse. The problem with Will Chamberlain is just the fact that he's a back to the basket big that can't really shoot. If you like that, Will Chamberlain's great. I decided to put the one that I thought was the best up in the top tier, but that is, you know, up to you on what you feel on that. Next was Robert Parrish. He's got set shot 14 on the quick timing, and I think Robert Parrish is insanely good. He's one of those guys who can actually do everything and do it at a high level. He does have a pretty decent jumper, like I said, but he has a 70 rating, so for some people that may be a little bit tough. I think that Robert Parrish is insanely good, super slept on, and people really should try him out, but that's just on me. Nikola Jokaj is up next. I think we all kind of know what Jokic does. The guy is a jack of all trades card. I mean, there really isn't anything that he can't do. His playmaking is great. His shooting is great. He's got a nice jumper that I like. His post game is great. His finishing is awesome. Just defensively, sometimes he can be a little bit tough. Just plays that like straight up style of defense. You do that, you'll be fine. And last but not least, you can be my man Marcus Saul, the Galaxy Opal. Got his jumper on quick, which is set shot 18. Basically another version of Hakeem Olajuwon, who is just a little bit slower, but I didn't think it was big enough to move him a tier down compared to Hakeem, so they're both on Baby Demon. And then last but not least, we got our Demons tier, starting off with Earl Boykins. The 5'5" Demon is out here, and he's back up into the Demon tier. Dude is an absolute menace. We love him to see him. Love when they make these 5'5" PG centers. It makes so much sense. Love that out of you, 2K. David Robinson's up next. D-Rob jumper on quick, insanely good defense. Just imagine everything that you probably used on the pink diamond, but juiced up to holy hell, and you have this David Robinson. The card is an absolute menace. The next up is Artist Gilmore. Artist Gilmore, obviously one of those lock-in rewards. 7'2" though, 7'5" wingspan. He's going to lock everything down to the defensive end. He's going to be able to dunk on literally everybody, finish over literally everybody, and still has some decent playmaking, still has the ability to shoot. He's got jump shot 1 on the quick timing. Artist is a slept-on card, but he is a damn good card. Next is the man Shaquille O'Neal. I put him up here because I think that Shaquille O'Neal is the best back to the basket big that you can have in the game. He has no ability to shoot, but he's so tall and he's so big that defensively he really can lock it down, and can be a lot better than maybe some people would think that he can. I actually think that he's a little bit slept on. Next up is Ralph Sampson, set shot 18, I think, with the quick timing. It is a jumper that is pretty baited. I'm not going to lie. It is pretty baited, but what you get with Ralph Sampson is the best paint mashing card literally in the entire game. Like, I'm not even kidding you. You can make every single layup if you just mash in the paint with this Ralph Sampson, which is so overpowered. And then on top of that, you have the ability to block every single shot on somebody that's going into the paint. Like, you actually cannot let somebody get a layup over you. It's crazy. He has the ability to shoot, obviously, like I said, but it's not like the most insane shooting. It's not actually going to be that crazy. But Ralph Sampson is still super fire. Next is my man, the beautiful Patrick Ewing. Now, Patrick Ewing is a card that honestly got a massive buff with the jumper update. Actually makes him super crazy, super good. Jump shot 4 now on the normal timing. Quick timing is actually insanely good. He's locking everything down. He's playing great in the post. He's just good. The next card we got out here is a meme. Now, I know a lot of people probably have moved on from the meme, but I figured there'd still be those people that were gonna absolutely rail me in the comment section if I didn't have this card up here. So I have dunktober Jokic up here in this this top tier, just because I know some people are gonna be upset about it. So dunktober Jokic, absolute god. The dude is insanely good defensively. He locks everything down, just an absolute menace. Nothing that you can stop him from doing. Yao Ming is the card that we actually got up next. Now, Yao Ming is going to be that guy who is 7'6", so he can do whatever he wants in the post. Set shot 18. I think on that normal timing is still great. He can shoot. He can play defense. He's great. There are some badges that you got to add to him, but once you do, I think you'll be perfectly fine in your ability to do whatever you want with this card. Kristaps Porzingis is up next, 7'3", the Brook Lopez base, one of the best shooting big men, if not the best in the entire game, so you got to give him his love for that. I think that, honestly, more people should be using Porzingis. Cora Malone jumper on quick, shifty dribble style, it's Cora Malone. I don't really want to give him too much gas, just because we all know that he's not the greatest of humans, but he's a great card in 2K, although most of us probably won't use him because he's a collector level card, which means it's pretty unobtainable for most of us. And then, in my opinion, the best center of the game right now, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, just has one of the best jumpers, one of the easiest to time jumpers. It's just so smooth, it's so consistent, it's so nice. His defense is great, his post game is insane. That guy's just able to do everything that you want to on a basketball court. Like, he doesn't have any weaknesses. So that actually wraps it up for our tier list here. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section below. Again, you can check out the links in the description for the power point cards through power forwards. And just let me know who your personal list is, who you move up, who you move down, and all that wonderful stuff in between. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you guys are new. We are slowly working towards that 15K. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.